Today we will discuss about pleural effusion. So in this part we will see about introduction, definition, causes, types, signs and symptoms and pathophysiology of pleural effusion. Myself Dr. Anandas, Assistant Professor, Department of Roganidhana एवं विकृति विज्ञान, Global Institute of Ayurveda, Rajkot. First of all, what does it mean by pleural effusion? So it's a condition of excessive fluid accumulation in the pleural cavity of lungs. As we all know, there are protective layers or cavities which is encapsulated, which is aligned around our both lungs. That is named as pleural layers or pleura. So within this pleural cavity, in between the chest wall and between the pleural cavity, the lung walls, there will be accumulation of excessive fluid. That condition will be named as pleural effusion. Pleural effusion often develops as a result of chronic heart failure because the heart cannot pump fluid away from the lungs, and fluid that seeps from the lungs places additional stress on the dysfunctioning heart. So one among the main cause of pleural effusion is chronic heart failure condition with respect to inflammatory conditions also. So there will be disruption or obstruction with respect to the proper drainage of the fluid. So the fluid which is not properly drained out into the other spaces as usual cases happening. In this condition, it will not go with the proper functioning. So instead of that, it will be getting accumulated within the pleural cavities. So there will be excessive fluid accumulation. This will be caused manifestation of the condition pleural effusion. So one among the cause here we have seen already chronic heart failure. Why? Because the heart cannot pump proper fluid away from the lungs. As a result of that, the fluid will be seeps from the heart region, and this will cause accumulation of this fluid within the lungs spaces or lung places. That is nothing but the pleural cavity. This will causing further stress on the lung cavities. So this term or this condition will be again named as water on the lungs because of the action. As there is accumulation of the fluid around the pleural cavities, this is called as, or it will be also known as, condition of water on the lungs. Definition of pleural effusion: accumulation of fluid within the pleural space is called as pleural effusion, as we have already seen in introduction. So some other kinds of pleural effusion also are there with respect to which type of fluid, which depends upon the content which is getting accumulated around the pleural cavity. The condition will be renamed as follows, like hydrothorax condition. First of all, accumulation of excessive serous fluid within the pleural cavity. It's named as hydrothorax situation, where there will be any kind of accumulation of a serous fluid. So this is one kind of a variety, hydrothorax. So there will be transudate type of accumulation within the pleural cavity. One among the major causes is congestive heart failure only, along with any kind of change in the hydrostatic pressure also within the lungs. Next one, hemothorax, accumulation of blood within the pleural cavity. The blood will be getting accumulated within the space provided in between the chest wall and to the lung cavities or pleural cavities. So there will be leaked out of blood within these cavities. Next one, chylothorax, nothing but there will be accumulation of the chyle or lymphatic fluid within the cavity. So because of any kind of disruption or obstruction with respect to the lymph or with respect to the chyle, and apart from that any other kind of abnormalities with respect to the digestive system, accumulation of chyle within the pleural cavity will be happening. So that condition will be named as chylothorax. Pyothorax, accumulation of the pus. Next one, pneumothorax, it will be named as lung collapse also. The air or gas will be leaked out into the pleural spaces. as a result of any kind of blunt injury or excessive mechanical exposure with any kind of strenuous mechanical injury, or as a cause of any kind of iatrogenic causes like defect of any, or as a complication of any surgery, or in case of severe lung disorders also, excessive air will be getting accumulated within the, it will be leaked out into the pleural spaces. So this will be causing formation of pneumothorax. These are all some other conditions with respect to the component or the content. That because of that, the name will be changed like as follows. This anatomical picturization of our pleural cavity along with the lungs, trachea along with the hilum. For the lung cavities or the pleural cavities, right lung and the left lung. So the alignment of the pleura, normally parietal pleura, pleural space, then visceral pleura. So parietal pleura within respect to the left lobe with respect to the visceral pleura, and it will be just situated just to the position of the diaphragm, and within the blue color it has been given pleural effusion. So in this picture with respect to the left lung, in between the visceral pleura and the parietal pleura, so you can see the chest wall, the space in between the chest wall and to the pleural cavity, there is accumulation of the component or the accumulation of the fluid, excessive fluid is happened. That condition will be named as pleural effusion. Again, it has been given with respect to the right lung, pleural effusion, presence of fluid between the pleural space with respect to the pleura and to the condition of to the pleura and to the chest wall. Within the chest wall and to the pleural cavity, there will be leak out of a component. It can be fluid, any kind of serous fluid, air, chyle, pus, or blood. Types of pleural effusion: transudate type and exudate type. What does it mean by transudate type? It's usually composed of ultrafiltrates of plasma due to an imbalance in vascular hydrostatic and oncotic forces in the chest. Some clinical conditions like heart failure, cirrhosis-like situations, liver cirrhosis-like situations, there will be composing of ultrafiltrates of plasma as a result of imbalance happening in between the vascular hydrostatic pressure as well as oncotic forces in the chest region. So as a result of that, the pressure change gradient will be causing exudation or draining of the fluid into the cavities. So that is transudate type, which is mainly composed of plasma. Exudate type, the second variety, is typically produced by inflammatory conditions. So wherever there will be any kind of chance of inflammation. So with respect to those conditions like any kind of lung infection, lung cancer conditions, exudate type will be seen mostly. So exudate pleural effusions are usually more serious and difficult to treat. Causes of pleural effusion, depending on the cause, the excess fluid may be either protein poor, that will be considered as transudative, or protein rich, that will be exudative. So wherever there will be content of protein is more, that will be exudative type, and depends upon the content of the protein. If it is less, that will be transudative. Causes of transudative watery fluid like pleural effusion, only for transudative type, which is protein poor type, heart failure like congestive cardiac failure and all, pulmonary embolism, liver cirrhosis like situations, and post-open heart surgery conditions. As a complication of that also, transudative type of pleural effusion can be manifested. So exudative is nothing but protein rich type of pleural effusion. So here causes are pneumonia, pneumonic lung infection, cancerous conditions, pulmonary embolism, kidney related, renal related diseases, inflammatory diseases or other inflammatory conditions. These are all some other causes of exudative, nothing but protein rich fluid type of pleural effusion. Apart from that, some other less common causes of pleural effusion: tuberculosis conditions related to autoimmune diseases, bleeding disorders or condition of the excessive bleeding due to chest trauma and or chylothorax, here also due to trauma to the chest region, Rare chest and abdominal infections. Asbestos pleural effusion due to exposure to most asbestos related to occupation and all. If at all the patient is getting continuous exposure with the asbestos inhalation, that can be cause for pleural effusion. Certain medications, abdominal surgery, and radiation therapy may also cause pleural effusions apart from the mechanical causes. This also can be as a cause for manifestation of pleural effusion less commonly. Pleural effusion may occur with several types of cancer, including lung cancer, breast cancer, and lymphoma situations also. Symptoms of pleural effusion chest pain will be the dry and non-productive cough. There will be non-productive cough. Sputum will not be present, will be dry only. Dyspnea, shortness of breath or difficulty or labor type of breathing difficulty will be present. Orthopnea, the inability to breathe easily unless the person is sitting up straight or standing erect. Patient will be, if at all in a lying down position, patient will be having severe respiratory distress or respiratory difficulty. So unless or until the patient is sitting erect or sitting up, he will not get any relief. Some patients may not have symptoms until discovered on a chest X-ray that is performed for another reason. Most of the situations it will be identified whenever the patient is considered the physician for some other causes. So exact conditions or condition wise patients will not be reflected with patients will not be present with the exact signs and symptoms of a pleural effusion. Why? Because most of the patients will not have these kind of symptoms. So whenever they will approach the patient in order to seek any solution for other health related conditions, whenever that physician will prescribe for them for other investigation methods like chest X-ray and all, at that situation it will be identified out most of situations. Apart from that, or until it will be until the patient is approached the patient for another condition, most of situations it will be hidden only. Signs of pleural effusion: tachypnea, severe difficulty in breathing with respect to labored breathing, absence of breath sounds. On auscultation, there will not be typical finding of specific reasons, it will not be easily identifiable. Absence of vocal resonance will be absent there. Stony dullness on percussion. On percussion, it will not be resonant note. Stony dullness will be present. On auscultation, crackles type of sounds will be present there. Pleural lub sound also will be identified out under auscultation. This will be some major signs which can be elicited by the physician in condition of a pleural effusion. So in conditions of large effusions, you can see some major signs and symptoms like a pain, pleurisy, shortness of breath or difficulty of breathing like dyspnea, words when lying down. So in conditions where there will be large kind of effusion or large accumulation of fluid is happening within the lung cavities, there will be pain over the chest region, severe difficulty in breathing or severe dyspnea. Along with that, whenever patient is lying down, the conditions or the symptoms will be getting aggravated more. And with respect to small effusions, there will be comparatively less amount of fluid accumulation as compared with the large effusion. It will may go unnoticed most of the situations. Why? Because that much severe type kind of presentation of symptoms will not be there in small type of effusions. So because of that, symptoms will not be present as much as compared to large effusions. Pathogenesis of transudative type, where there will be difference in the pressure gradient with respect to increased hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure will be increased in nature with respect to decreased oncotic pressure. So there itself it will bring down some pressure gradient variation within the cell compartments. Because of that, what will be happening? Unable to remain the fluid within the intravascular space. The fluid formation will be there as a result of increased hydrostatic pressure with respect to decreased oncotic pressure. The fluid cannot be properly drained out into the other spaces like vascular spaces. So there should be proper maintenance of pressure gradient with respect to the osmosis. it should be properly drained to the other proper places. When what and what type of fluid or what kind of fluid, which amount of fluid, it just depends upon the situation where it is properly produced. With respect to the site of fluid formation, it should be properly drained out from that place, and it is completely dependent on the pressure gradient. So there will be proper hydrostatic pressure with respect to the capillaries, with respect to the cells, with respect to the cell compartments and all. So whenever as a result of some other causes, increased hydrostatic pressure will be present along with decreased on-body pressure also. This pressure gradient with respect to these two components will cause inability of the fluid within the intravascular space to remain within that spaces. So within the intravascular space, the fluid cannot remain for a long time because of the pressure gradient. It will be pushed up from that intravascular space. So this will cause fluid shift interstitial spaces. So from the intravascular space, as a result of the pressure gradient, what will be happening? That particular type of fluid which is accumulated over that intravascular spaces, that will be shifted into the other interstitial spaces where which is not supposed to accumulate normally. So as a result of that, what will be happening? This will cause pleural effusion within that lung cavities. So with respect to the type of component of the fluid nature, it will be accumulated to the pleural cavity with respect to right or with respect to the left cavities within the chest wall and to the pleural cavities. Pathogenesis of exudative type of pleural effusion, which is protein rich type of pleural effusion. There will be foremost cause, one among the foremost cause for exudative type of pleural effusion, invasion of microbes. Whenever getting exposed with any kind of microbes like microorganisms like a bacteria, virus, so this will cause the initiation of exudative type of pleural effusion. So whenever these microbes are attacked to the human beings or it is in being inhaled by the human beings, this will cause startup of pathogenesis of exudative type of pleural effusion. So whenever invasion of microbes into the air tract or throughout the lung tree, this will cause initiation of inflammatory reaction. So whenever any kind of invasion of microbes into the body, automatically our immune system will start with initiation of inflammatory reaction. As a result of inflammatory reaction, what will be happening? This will cause vasodilation. There will be production or release of inflammatory components like cytokines and all in order to counteract against the microbes or in order to defeat these microbes along with WBCs and the other autoimmune related components will be togetherly working against microbes. So as a result of that, vasodilation will be happening within the vessels. This will cause increased capillary permeability of the cell membrane. So as a result of increased capillary permeability, it will cause lack of plasma, more plasma protein to the external component. So wherever there will be leak of plasma protein with respect to the capillary tubules, this is ended up with decreased oncotic pressure. So there will be loss of large content of plasma protein as a result of inflammatory reaction, thereby vasodilation. Capillary permeability will be increased more. Leak of plasma protein will cause decreased oncotic pressure. So as a result of this side effect to the oncotic pressure gradient, fluid will shift into interstitial spaces. Why? Because the pressure gradient will be framed out within the cell spaces. So because of that, with respect to the decreased oncotic pressure, the cells cannot remain, the cells cannot be sustained with more amount of fluid. Because of that, the fluid will be shift into interstitial spaces, thereby causing with exudative type of pleural effusion. The more fluid will be getting accumulated within the chest wall onto the lung cavities. This was regarding the first part of pleural effusion. So in next part we will see about risk factors, diagnosis and differential diagnosis of pleural effusion. Thank you.